more info on the National Archives closures. We can confirm that the documents from the Chicago, Illinois and San Bruno, California facilities will be relocated, and that work will begin September 1st. For archivists, how much time would you want to prep and pack for a move of this size? However, we don't know where they're going, how long it'll take to get there, and when they'll be publicly accessible again. We previously discussed how these closures would impact people applying for dual citizenship and citizenship by descent, as well as limiting access to materials from the first Supreme Court case that dealt with birthright citizenship. Time to talk about our tribal communities and how they will be impacted by these closures. Record Group 75 at the Chicago facility contains Bureau of Indian Affairs materials related to nations connected to Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin. It contains things like files on treaties, correspondence, land and trust property records, and litigation, which is all frequently consulted for things like treaty history, establishing reservation boundaries, establishing citizenship, establishing lineage, supporting litigation, and is the documentary evidence of what happened at federal boarding schools in the 19th and 20th centuries. This is a trigger warning. The next section is going to briefly touch about the abuse and deaths of children. If listening to that is going to do you more harm than good, then go ahead and skip to the next time you see me doing this. The educational philosophy of these schools was for children to cut ties to their culture, which obviously a lot of kids didn't want to do. But if they didn't, they would be subject to horrific abuse or even death. And if they complied, they could still be subject to horrific abuse or even death. These materials document school operations in addition to the abuse and deaths of children. If they're damaged, lost, or the public loses access to them for some other reason, this will hurt survivors as well as the families and tribes that to this day are still trying to learn what happened to their children. On a lighter note, Chicago is a relatively convenient location for people to travel to see these documents in person, free of charge. After the move, they'll have to pay around $150 a pop for digital copies with no guarantee that it'll contain the information that they're looking for. I won't tell you why that's the case, because the archivists, genealogists, and historians watching this will do a much better job in the comments than I ever could. Hate what you've heard and want to stop it? Get loud. While this is being fought with policies and laws, we need to raise awareness. Back in 2020, a NARA archive in Seattle had its closure overturned due to the winning combination of increasing public pressure and the tender application of policy and law. And we can do it again. So like, share, post, repost, flamingo, shout into the void that is the internet, and talk to people that you can see with your own actual eyeballs, because we don't have a lot of time here. We only got till September 1st, so get to it. And we would like to thank the Choctaw Turtle Tribe for letting us know how these closures at the National Archives will impact tribal communities. And if you have any questions about this or how this will be fought in the legal system, please let me know and I will pass them along. And we need more journalists investigating this, so please reach out to your preferred news organization, regardless of where they are in the world, and ask them to investigate.